What's up, guys? It's Darren here from East Coast Avengers, and today, August 27th at 6:30 in the evening, I'm getting ready to see the New Mutants. It's been so long, it's been over a year and a half since we've had a Marvel movie in theaters, and the New Mutants has been postponed, as we all know, since 2018, and theaters opened back up in Memphis last Friday on the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. And so today, 6 days later, this is a big day. All of us at ECA are going to be at the cinema. We're going to watch this movie, and afterwards we're going to give our reaction at JT's house. Or not a reaction, but a review and recap of the movie and our thoughts and everything. So it's going to be great. But I am so pumped. It's been so long since we had a Marvel movie.
JT is driving, hands on the wheel. Yeah, so we're actually going to get ready to go see New Mutants in movie theaters. Pretty sure it's not going to be a lot of people there. Maybe it's just going to be us five. Who knows?
So my expectations for this movie, I'm just want to see it. You know, I don't even know what to think. If you would ask me like a year ago when it was supposed to come out, like in the spring, I probably would have had like a whole list of like specific expectations. But now I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. I just want to see it. I just want to see it, just review it as it is.
The time has come. We are here. We are ready. The original release date was supposed to be April 13th of 2018. 2018, we were supposed to see this damn movie. Am I excited? Hell yeah, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see this movie. Is it going to blow me out of the water? I don't think so. Is it going to, be the best movie of 2020? Absolutely not.
The trailer that they had from SDCC a few weeks ago was insane, even the shots. And so I'm ready, and I'm probably just as excited as everyone else. I know Josh was working, but he was able to, he managed to get off early, or get off by 7:15, which the show is at 7:15. But I'm ready. I miss popcorn and Coke at the theater. I miss all that good stuff. But yeah, so stay tuned for our reaction.
So yeah, I'm super excited. Meet up with the guys. We're gonna have a fun time, and then we're gonna meet back up at HQ and review it.
All right, well, we're at the theater, as you can see. There's Stage Cinema. Dom, I don't know where Dom's going, but we got Christian here and
got
JT.
Food in his hand, so.
Oh, and then Josh is inside, so we're gonna wait on him.
Hello, gentlemen. Got off, so I'm gonna go change.
Josh, what you doing?
I'm gonna go change.
We finally got Josh in here. Hold on. What is this?
I don't know how to tie a tie, so I did the best I could.
No, it's okay. Change right now.
What's good, Christian?
Or did you get something?
What you eating, boy?
Alright, look.
What you eating?
I didn't even
What you got here, Josh? What's good?
I'm about to go change.
What's good, Dom?
Alright, ask him to show him what's in his,
Wait, was it busy by the way?
What you got in there?
It kinda is.
Open this up.
I was on my phone the entire time.
You probably got wings in there, don't you? What you got, Dom?
That's like the equivalent of tying your shoes hella tight, but having big ass
Big
loops.
blade. Oh my God.
Even this to you like that. Cover that up.
Button that up, Josh. Burn that tie. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another East Coast Avengers video. We just got back from the theaters after watching New Mutants, and we're about to give our reactions. So this has a lot of spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie yet, just pause the video and then come back for it later. But if you already have and you're ready to hear these spoilers, then keep playing.
Yeah, and if you choose not to, and if you want to keep, you've been warned. So
yes, that's right. But overall, what'd you guys think of the movie? I mean, it was an hour and 46 minutes or something like that?
it was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was a
very
really
quick.
short movie.
Yeah, it was. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was fun for the time. Like, and I don't know if I'm being extra nice to it because it's been so long since we have seen a movie, or if this was like during a normal circumstances where there wasn't a pandemic and movies are coming out, I would forget about it this time next month. But for now, like in this circumstance, I did like it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I shared excitement, like a few parts of the movie, but yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was
Yeah,
good.
for me, it felt like it was exactly what you would expect it to for the last movie of the Fox merger.
Yeah, it was
felt
definitely
like-
better than Dark Phoenix.
For me, it did kind of let me down in the sense of the stakes weren't really there for me. Because like I was telling Christian earlier, like objectively speaking, it was a well-made movie. I think it was a little bit slow in the beginning for me. It took me a while to really care about the characters. But once it picked up, once we started getting... Are we going to go into spoilers? Like,
Yeah.
we already said.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just making sure that people know that we're about to really get into some stuff. When it called back to Logan, with that, I think that's
with
the part...
Essex Corp?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Essex Corp being involved and
Well-
seeing that she was with X-23 or... Someone in there was
X-23.
involved with X-23.
Yeah.
Seeing that it made that connection with Logan, and we already knew it's in the same universe.
That was a big
But just
tie-in.
seeing it,
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
point forward, that's when it got the most interesting to me. But everything prior was just a little slow, and I didn't particularly like enjoy it, but I didn't like hate it or anything. It was just kind of slow.
It was just there.
I think for that portion too, it was like to introduce these characters because I know a lot of people did not know who these characters were.
Yeah.
You know, for people like us who kind of knew who they were, kind of didn't. It kind of gave them their backstory of like why they're in this, you know, kind of asylum, why they're kind of like trapped in this like, you know, hospital or this, you know, place. I thought it did it was really slow at the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, it was interesting to see like
Well, actually, the very beginning, like that little,
yeah.
that was like
I'm
fast
saying
paced.
the
yeah.
first
And then it
4 or
did
5
down.
minutes.
Yeah,
was-
Yeah, it dipped down,
And-
and then up into that point where George said where it connects to Logan. From that little gap,
Mhm.
it was like,
Well, if
If
y'all
I-
remember, I believe Dom and I discussed this. When it popped up with Essex Corp on the briefcase, that was actually a callback. Like Essex Corp was brought to us in Apocalypse, correct?
Yeah,
right.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, and that was
At
the,
the end,
very end.
it
And
teased
so
a female
this
Wolverine.
movie was supposed to be a like a
Time.
branch off
and
from then.
Apocalypse came out
16.
2016.
Yeah, the reason
And
why I
this
called
was
it back
supposed
to Logan is because they used footage from Logan.
No, they were like the exact clips.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So my thought around that is obviously Moonstar can see you know, everyone's like, or she can kind of portray everyone's worst nightmare, and
At
so
least their memories.
their
Yeah,
memories
their
of
worst
that.
memories.
Yeah,
But it's not an illusion. It's like real
it's
life.
real life. Yeah. And so I think that Dr. Reyes, her worst nightmare was being a doctor on those kids, like having to work on them, having to work on X-23. That's why we saw the
That
thing,
flashback,
the flashback. So that was I was telling, I think it was either Christian or Dom, I was telling one of y'all that I think that like they had, since they knew this was the last like Fox kind of corporation of Marvel's, you know,
X-Men
universe.
family.
Yeah, I think they were like, all right, let's tie everything together. Let's try to grab, boom, and put them together. Now,
Well, from what I've read, remember this movie was made back in probably 2017 now. So this was
the official release date was supposed to be
in 2018.
April
So that
2018.
was so they
But when
probably
they would've
made the
filmed
movie
it
back in
in
2017.
Right.
Yeah, because
So-
Logan was made in released in 2017.
Yeah.
So from what I've read
Yeah, this
about the
clip.
movie was that that this was supposed to be the start of a trilogy.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the movie, when we saw them, you know, go
Like walk away.
walk away, possibly going their own separate ways. The next movie is probably going to be them getting back together for something else. And then since we got the X's Corp in the movie, maybe Mr. Sinister would make an
Would've been-
appearance.
Exactly.
So
He
Yeah,
was
we-
supposed to be
um,
the antagonist of Logan. That was teased.
What
Because
was
he's
that?
the head of Essex Corp. Essex Corp. So, but they never did that, and they wrote him off.
Well, that's why Fox is no longer making.
Well, yeah,
Marvel
that too.
movies.
But I
And
guess that's what he.
What was that event that happened like over there in the genocide of the mutants that had involved?
that happened
What was that
before
called?
Logan.
Before, it was
It was like over. I think it was in Africa or it was like somewhere. It wasn't on like America.
I
but
wonder if they called it M Day.
I think
like
it was.
they-
I knew it was
I
something
can't
like that.
remember.
All I know is I'm not a huge X-Men fan, but the Deadpool game. I don't know if you ever played it. You get to go to that island or wherever that place was.
Muir Island.
I think so, and there was a bunch of like dead Sentinels. Like
Yeah, that's
the
probably
robot parts.
that's probably Muir Island.
Yeah, and I think Mr. Sinister was involved in that, and it was like a whole bunch of mutants like got killed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, because like I told this to JT, by the end of the movie, it felt like bittersweet because
Yeah.
we've been waiting for this movie this whole time,
Right.
and at least for me, I can't speak for everyone. I like the movie. I like the characters. I felt like it was slow, but you know, once you start to like them and they started opening up, I just started to like them. I was like, oh, they're kind of cool. I like the relationship between Danny and
Wolfsbane.
Rain.
Yeah.
Wolfsbane. Yeah. Danny and Rain. I think they seem to be like their connection was genuine, not like they're just getting together just to be together. You know.
Right.
And everyone else seemed cool. Like I didn't like what's Magic's name or
Ileana.
yeah, Ileana. I didn't like her.
Well, it's actually Majik.
Majik.
Yeah.
My bad.
Majik.
Majik.
Ileana.
Yeah, so like of course nobody, or I would assume you wouldn't like her in the beginning, but as the movie went on, like I just started to like her.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job building those relationships. So at the end, they did feel like a legitimate friend group.
Yeah, but
Right.
like not.
But building
It's all
those
sunshine.
characters,
Yeah.
those relationships, they did pretty good on that, I think. And like you said, it did feel pretty genuine.
Yeah, and then by the end, that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere, and I'm not saying that every movie needs a sequel and every movie needs a franchise, but when it
But
comes
like
to
this movie
superheroes,
like this.
yeah, when it comes to superheroes, which is the one exception, you kind of do need to build like a franchise or something like that. There are movies out there that can just exist, and there's no need for a
Yeah,
sequel.
the exception.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
Predator, like that didn't need a sequel, or like the original Aliens, you know, stuff like that, right? Where it's just good, that's it, done, move on, make something else new. But this movie, for me, it felt like they could have got, because by the end, it felt like they just got started.
Yeah.
I told this
Right.
to JT. It felt like it was just starting. They were just opening up on their powers, somewhat kind of controlling them, especially for Danny controlling the bear, the demon bear,
Yeah.
and then booming in, and it's like.
Yeah, like you put it really well, was they didn't really tap into the potential that they had. You didn't
Right.
see their full, like, what they could fully do. We didn't really get to see a lot of oh man, what's the name of that character that can Cannonball?
Yeah, Cannonball.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of Cannonball. I mean, we only saw him when he was like practicing,
He seemed pretty OP.
and then he did
Yeah.
like a move. Or he
Yeah,
did a
he
couple
kind of
moves.
is. Well, I want to say
But
he
we
is
didn't. I didn't
OP.
see it. At least for me, I didn't see as much as I wanted to see from him. He was probably my favorite character in terms of what I wanted to see, like
Same,
go
same,
off in
yeah.
a sense. And then
That hallway scene with the
Yeah.
like smiling.
Yeah.
Like,
The
creepy-
no eyes.
I
or
wish
no
I could have
face.
seen.
Slenderman.
I wish I could have seen more from him. And I wish I could have seen more from.
Roberto Sunspots.
Yeah, I wish I
Sunspots.
could have seen more from him too. To me, those two had the coolest powers. Magic was really cool too, but we saw a lot of her. Or at least,
That was
at
the,
least
yeah,
more
that
than
was
the others.
that was
That
supposed
was
to
the
be
highlight.
that was supposed to be the next, like, leading into the next.
Okay,
like,
we saw the
yeah.
most, I think, from her and the wolf.
Danny.
Wolfsbane. Sorry, I'm
Or
having a tough
were you
time
talking about the wolf or are you talking about the main character?
the
Wolfsbane.
Rain.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Wolfsbane.
okay,
Those are the
Rain.
two we saw the most. I wish we could have seen a lot more from the other two guys.
Right, because everybody, Majik is a fan favorite
Yeah.
of most
And it was
X-Men
cool. I'm not
fans, so
complaining about
everybody,
it.
yeah,
because she's also related to Colossus.
Yeah.
So,
I was
yeah.
surprised she didn't like name drop her brother in the movie.
I do like that they name dropped the X-Men though.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
They kind of referenced Professor X too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
well,
the
Roberto.
superior is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's not like we were watching this movie. Not every movie needs a all-out superhero battle, and everyone kind of overcomes whatever fear or whatever obstacle, and then they become the hero that, you know, the power. It doesn't need to happen for a good movie to be a good movie. It's just in this instance with these kids, like the whole point. It was very Marvel's like standards. It's very low budget.
Oh yeah.
It was low, one location. There were 7 characters in the movie. The 5 main
And
kids.
in one location. They didn't leave that one
Yeah,
location
one
the whole
location.
movie.
Yeah. There was the 5 main kids, Dr. Reyes, and then Danny's dad.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was
That was
like
it.
that was it. Everything else was either props
And Lockheed.
or like wait, what? Oh yeah, the little dragon. Yeah. I
Spiral.
actually like them. Yeah. Either everyone else is either CG or like in the background from the beginning. So in terms of Marvel, it's very low budget. Literally in one location. It just in this instance, it felt good to like to overcome their fears,
Low
and they
stakes as
did.
well.
But it was like a little sped up
Yeah.
than you know.
It was a good movie to tell, like, from like a personal standpoint, to like fight your inner demons.
Yeah,
Like,
and literally inner
Yeah, and your inner demons, yeah.
And it just felt like a good movie, but it was just, if I'm being honest, like a big what if,
Mhm.
because it's over.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
doing anything else.
I know.
It's just like it would have been a really nice, like
Segue. They could have like ended up having a story with them in X-23 because they're in the same universe.
right. But
if you will.
that's it. Like with the whole Marvel,
Yeah, because
Disney
this is after the mutants have already been, like the X-Men are already done for. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is after Logan.
At least 20th
Yeah.
Century Fox's
Right. So you're right. It's a big like, what they
Chronologically,
could have done.
yeah.
This could have been the next generation
and,
of.
and what you could speculate, they could have stuck together and fought
Probably.
adventures, or they could have gone their own ways.
I think that
or-
was the biggest problem for me is I already knew going into the movie this is it.
Yeah.
So there was no like yearning for a connection with these characters. That's probably why it was slow for me in the beginning. Is because I was already telling myself like
This is
this is it, and so I don't really have much. Oh, I'm not looking forward to a movie about magic and her solo story. There was nothing there for me, so it was harder for me to like really feel comfortable with these characters and liking them.
But
And then-
I mean, it could have been.
I mean,
though.
it happened. It happened in
Yeah.
the end. Towards the end, I started liking them.
Yeah.
But then it was disappointing when it ended because
You realize
that was it.
that was
I
it,
started
yeah.
liking them, and then it's gone.
Right.
Man.
And it was a disappointment in terms of the, like. The movie wasn't a disappointment. It's more so the experience of watching it, and knowing that
Wanting
it's over,
more. Yeah.
and wanting more. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's good, yeah.
But satisfaction too, because we finally saw it. Like
Yes.
after like 2 or 3 years, it finally came out.
Mhm.
And we finally got to experience.
Dude, we waited since 2017. I know I was hyped when we first saw the trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what is
Yeah.
this?" It said New Mutants, and I was like, "Well, Mutants is only tied to one franchise.
Mhm.
That's big in Hollywood, and that's Marvel, you know."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Well, this is like a dark twist to it. Are you sure this is Marvel?" I was thinking this, and I was like, "Probably is. Whatever." It didn't click, and then later on, I was like, "Okay, this has to be Marvel."
Yeah.
I mean, like I was hyped for it, and I know when we bought tickets last Thursday. This week just flew by.
Oh, yeah.
And like yesterday, JT called me. He's like, "Dude, movie's tomorrow." I was like, "Holy shit! There's
Mhm.
gonna be a Marvel movie. We're going to the theater.
Yeah.
This is crazy." You know, I was so hyped.
I mean,
We
the
finally,
last Marvel movie we saw was
Far
June
From Home.
26th of 2019, and that was
I thought it was June
Bro,
9th.
not-
no June
not
June
that you remember
26th.
the date.
I
With
looked it up.
Spider-Man?
I looked it up.
Far From
I
Home?
think it was Far
Mhm.
From Home.
Yeah, it was far.
That was the
from
last.
That was a good movie
last
to end
Marvel
on
movie.
because we were all got hyped to that J. Jonah Jameson scene.
Well, we were supposed to have. I mean, comic book related. We were supposed to have, Black Widow, Wonder Woman 84.
We were already
all
starting
these
to talk
others.
about watching Eternals pretty soon.
Yeah,
Like, that was
this-
like the
would
next
be
one up.
next few months.
Yeah,
but no,
and-
I
Venom
mean,
would have been Venom too.
my thought
Wonder
process
Woman, or
with this
Wonder
movie was I wanted to get to know the characters more, and that we kind of got that at the beginning. So I like the backstory. I like kind of each person got their own small like, okay, why are you fighting your inner demon? Like why is this it? What is
kinda,
going
it
on?
worked in two ways because you got to know when they first discovered their
Mhm.
powers, and in this situation, all of them when they first discovered it, it was something tragic.
Right.
It wasn't
Right.
like
Mhm.
something like they were so.
I saved somebody. Yay!
Yeah, and-
save the day.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I saw someone falling and something came
I
up.
flew up and I got him.
Yeah, no, it was all tragic. With
Yeah,
everyone had
they
like a
lost somebody.
yeah, really bad. Like some of them.
Dark.
I mean, Danny, the main character, hers was probably the worst because she killed so many people.
Well,
but-
Cannonball killed his dad in the mining.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, like,
too.
he
Yeah,
was
and,
pretty-
And the crew.
Yeah,
And,
and,
he took it the hardest too.
yeah, and
he was literally hurting himself
and
on
then
purpose.
and then
Yeah,
Sunspot killed his girlfriend in the pool.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
That was
Um,
tough, man.
And I
Yeah.
don't think, that I can't even
Wolf's
begin
Bane?
to go into.
Or
Well,
Reigns?
her that's bad.
yeah.
I can't even begin to go
Liliana?
into Liliana. That was terrible.
Yeah.
And it's a Marvel movie, so and this is a little bit more adult, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But hers was probably the worst in my opinion because I don't even want to go into that. But if you watch the movie, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean they all had tragic. So I kind of felt bad for them, especially Liliana. She came up with this confident, "I'm that girl,"
Yeah.
like I'm that.
Just say
And
I'm that bitch.
yeah, I don't want to say it, but and then you find out, and she's just even though
She
they all have
just has
powers.
her as
Yeah,
everybody
It's a
everyone
else.
front. It's a front.
Yeah,
It really
even though
is.
they all have powers and they're all kind of mutants, they're
It's a
humans.
mask.
Yeah.
You know,
If
What'd
you
you
know,
say?
you know. I said it's a mask.
like
Instead
she
of a
puts
front.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smiley
and,
face.
and they're all just human, just like
You know,
any
you know.
other person on
Mhm.
Earth.
There's something that I really wanted to ask you guys.
No
And by the
way.
way, you'll see. Really, there's and by the way, we'll be coming out with a vlog that kind of goes into it on like our thoughts and like how we are going before to watch it before the movie. But I wanted to ask you guys. This is the first movie that we've seen in months in a theater. Theaters are finally opening up, and for the viewers out there that may be skeptical, like, oh, should I go watch it in theaters? Because COVID's still going on. What was your experience, in your opinion, going to see a movie and like? Did you feel comfortable going to see a movie around other people, or did it not really faze you?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. JT cut me off. Sorry, but I was headed to the theater. And I was really hyped, as I was saying, and this has been over a year and like a month, right? 13 months since we've seen a movie in theaters. Well, a Marvel movie, right? We've seen stuff in January, February, whatever. But a Marvel movie, and we were all big Marvel fans, and we finally saw this. I don't know. I was so hyped for it because I've been waiting since 2018, and I mean, I don't feel like I was let down. Granted, it was slow, but I was satisfied. I was pleased with what I saw, and I mean, like, I didn't really pay attention to the music, but the special effects, I think, were great. I think they were a lot better than.
They had plenty of time to work on it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
I just really wish, if I had one thing to change about this movie, would just prolong it, space it out, slow it down. Well, it was slowed down, but like, they rushed the ending. You know,
it really did. It really did feel rushed.
And I mean, like an hour and 40. I think it was an hour and 40 something. If they had made that at least like 2 hours and maybe 15, they didn't have to make it 2.5. You know, like your standard movie. But I mean, if they just made it a little bit longer, I felt like they could have, you know, worked on the ending a little bit better with the demon bear and just like expanding on those where they like went into each, they delved into each hero or mutant's powers. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish, but it was great overall. I mean, I don't know what I'd rate it just yet because it's so fresh, but it was great.
Yeah,
I love the experience.
Your experience.
So okay, I mean, if you're scared to go out, honestly, it didn't really. And I was telling this to Dom, it didn't really like nothing was like, oh wow, they're doing this differently. And I can't say from like working there, like you work there, you know, like you know what goes behind the scenes. Yeah, like for me as a person just watching the movie, like I maybe social distance a little more. Like I mean I don't. It's not 6 feet in between, you know, each seat. And I know
maybe 2 seats.
Yeah, it should have been like at least 2 seats. If you're gonna have a lot of people, like us 5 went, like us 5 can sit in together, but I feel like, you know, maybe after Josh and after Christian, there should have been at least 2 spaces, and then the next people. I know Dom and I were the only ones really wearing our masks during the entire movie, and I mean, that's just for me because I feel comfortable doing that. But everyone else, when I was walking up to our seats and everything, everybody was just off, you know, take their mask off, just kind of, you know, chilling. And again, that's fine because you're not around other people. You're not like directly in front. But if it is a sold out place and we are that close, I do feel comfortable or more comfortable having a mask like on, you know, on you or whatever. Because I know Christian, the people that sat next to you were literally like.
They were 1 seat away.
Like
from
they were from me, the distance from me to Darren.
Yeah,
that's how close they were.
It shouldn't have been 1 seat because there was a spacing on the seating chart for 2.
It was. I mean, it was. If I was
seat.
Christian, it was
they
Christian
weren't supposed to be sitting
space,
there.
and then
because we were sitting G5 through 9.
Yeah,
I sat at 5.
Yeah, we sat him.
You sat at 9. Like
there's a 2-seat gap, so the next seat over.
Yeah,
someone
but
sitting.
the girl beside me, or she was 1 seat
for
away
me.
from me.
It felt so good finally walking up to like watch a movie because it had been since February for me that we even saw a movie, and it had been like you said since Spider-Man, since because we watch movies on our own most of the time, and maybe I'll go with Christian, but we'll usually divide. But the only time we ever get together, all 5 of us, is for a Marvel or for a big DC movie,
or just general like.
So just the nerves, the rush, it felt really good again to sit down and the lights turning down and we're all eating and ready for a show. It was really rewarding, and I wasn't disappointed by the movie either. I know I had like things about it that I didn't like about it being slow and all. But for what it was, objectively, I thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining. It was just a shame that it's come to this. So that's the only thing for me.
I was going to say, with me, I was a little bit skeptical, you know, when we all discussed, like, hey, we should go see New Mutants next Thursday because, you know, it's still going to be the first movie out and it's a Marvel movie. So I was a little bit skeptical going back to the movie theater because I thought maybe it was too soon to go back. But, you know, I was like, as long as I, you know, try to keep my distance and then wear my mask, I think I'll be okay. Which, you know, I did try to wear my mask at all times. You know, just seeing, you know, going back into the movies again, you know, it felt okay. You know, it's been since, I want to say, either February or March since I last seen a movie. It was probably the Sonic movie, too. I mean, just going back, it felt okay, you know, going back, you know, and to see, you know, we finally got, you know, a Marvel movie, especially with this being New Mutants, and we've been waiting so long for it. You know, it just felt okay, you know, just to be back in the movie theater. And then, like, my views on this movie, it was just, I won't say it was just like it wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad. You know, it was like somewhere in the middle. Yeah, there were like some good parts in the film that kind of like stood out to me. But I'll give my rating at the end of at the end of this once we get into that. But
I don't have anything else to say personally.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else to say?
Well, I was just saying my experience. Honestly, nothing changed. As soon as I sat down, I didn't even think about it. I was already raising the seat, like as if we were watching.
Yeah.
Like to me, and then everyone got excited. Like when Josh came in, he was like, "We're at a movie theater," and when the Marvel logo popped up, JT was like, and I was like, "It's just another." I don't know. It just
that's how I kind of felt too.
like it didn't hit me. Like I know it's been a while, and
Right.
but I'm like, I don't know. It just felt like
it was just like there.
yeah. I don't know. It felt like it hasn't been a year. It's just now hitting me. It has been a year, 13 months since we've seen Spider-Man, but it doesn't feel that way, like to me. So to me, it was just like, yeah. But so for me, the experience was normal, I guess.
Yeah, very real normal.
Yeah, but the movie I thought was pretty good. I would watch it again, like if a friend wanted to go see it. Probably not by myself, but if a friend wanted to go see it and he's like, "Hey, you want to see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's watch it." And I think my favorite part of the movie was probably Magic. I think I liked her the most, but
there were a lot of moments. Y'all know the meme where Leonardo DiCaprio was like pointing at the screen.
Oh yeah.
But there was a lot of those times where I was like, hey,
no, me and JT were like, or I guess Dom too. When the Logan scene, we were like,
I actually did not catch until y'all said, like, "Oh, that's from Logan."
That's I was like, do you guys see this?
I know.
I was like, why are you jumping up like that for in my mind? And then I was like, oh yeah, that is from Logan.
Yeah, or when Majik was walking away and
they were like, "You can't stop."
I was saying. And then Rain was like, "You can't fight. It's made of magic." And she was like, "So am I." I was like, "That she did it."
Turned around, she was like, and I was like,
yeah,
we were the only people in the theater that made a reaction to the Logan thing. I don't think anyone else made the connection.
Everyone else is a casual.
I was like, "Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah,
this is cool."
Yeah, everyone was there. I think there was like the girls beside us were like looking at us because they don't like what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, we're all there with our Marvel shirts,
Yeah.
so it's like obviously, you know.
But all in all, I had fun.
Oh, sorry.
And if I can give a rating, I would probably give this movie like a good. I would say like a 6.8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And just to give you some context,
I would have said
anything over a 5 is good. Anything over a 5, anything below a 5 is below good, like not good. And a 5 is average. So that doesn't mean that just because it's not an 8 or a 9, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Because people seem to think that if it's not an 8 or a 9 or above, it's terrible. No.
Yeah.
We use all 10 numbers, and for me, it's above a 5 for sure. And so it's like a 6.8, almost like a 7 if it was like fixed up some things. But a solid 7, nonetheless, is not a bad.
Keep in mind, this is our fresh out of the theater like thing, so we might like it after a second viewing, might not like it after second viewing, more or less. For me, I have the scale thing that I did months ago, and the score didn't resonate with me at all. So the music didn't really do anything for me.
I didn't even catch on to it.
Exactly. Usually that's how it goes. It's like the score will hit me when I don't even notice it. It's just so good.
Yeah.
The score didn't really do anything for me. So that kind of takes points away. The action, I already complained that I wish there was a little bit more from other characters that had really cool powers. But for what we had with Magic, and then like the other characters, it was pretty good. And the visual effects were really good as well. The acting was pretty good, and the writing was pretty decent as well.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say about like a 6.2, something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it over a 6.5, and I wouldn't even touch 7. But I don't think it's in 5 territory either. It's like early 6 before 6.5. It was all right. But is this what you would consider a Blu-ray purchase?
Yes, but not day one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
later on.
Yeah, later
Like
on.
when the price. Yeah, when the
You
price
already
gets
know.
lower.
Black Friday, here we go.
What about you, JT?
But I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I gave it like a 6 to a 6.5. I think I already discussed it before on our podcast, like way back when, like some of my problems with the movie is kind of like some of the casting of the characters. And if you guys, read X-Men, like deep into the X-Men universe, you know that Sunspot, he's more like, he's Afro-Latino or Afro-Brazilian. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. So like just casting like somebody, who's not, Afro-Latino or Afro-Brazilian. Just kind of like didn't sit well with me, and especially with Dr. Reyes too, because she's a black woman in comics, so a little bit of whitewashing there. So those are my little problems with the movie. Really overall, as I said, it's like 6 to 6.5. Like nothing was like, oh my God, look at that. But I would watch it again, maybe. Like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. But I'll give it like a second or maybe a third watch in theaters, and then
And then a
we said earlier,
discount Blu-ray purchase.
discount Blu-ray purchase. Maybe.
Is it a Blu-ray purchase for you?
Yeah. I mean,
Or maybe bootleg.
Shocker.
Well, what are your thoughts?
What would you rate it?
I would probably say between a 6.5 and a 7. I can't really give like a solid. Alice, my foot, Dom. Thank you. I can't really give a solid rating yet because I've only seen it once and it's just so new.
Yeah.
I'll need to watch it again. And like Josh said, because I even mentioned this in the movie, the score didn't do anything to me. Like it didn't really like reach me. There wasn't really anything special about the score. Special effects are one thing that I look in for movies besides writing and acting and just producing the movie itself. But like special effects are a big thing for me. And it was pretty good. I mean, special effects, I would say 8 out of 10. It for what it was and how short the movie was, and for the amount and the budget, the amount of special effects we did see, I thought it was great, and I liked it from like the creepier scenes with the the dryer, the smiley faces,
smiley men, whatever.
Yeah, and the demon bear to to the bigger scenes, to the demon bear.
It's better to use less CGI but make it look good or effects than to overuse it.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, so they use it
they used it just
sparingly,
enough. Yes.
but it was good when they did use
exactly.
it.
And that was a big thing. But like Josh said, the acting was pretty good. I mean, it could have been better because I know the guy. I'm a big Stranger Things fan, and
yes.
Jonathan, who played Cannonball in here. I mean, he's not really quirky. He's like that quiet kid in the back, but the back of the classroom is what I'm referencing. But I mean, he's like that.
Did you notice his accent in the movie?
Yeah, it changed. He was like
did
a
a little
northerner,
bit.
and then he went to like a country like redneck
But
guy.
I was like, Kentucky people don't talk like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It was off for me too.
Yeah, because I was
that-
like, that's a real Southern
That's like almost.
accent.
It was almost comical at times.
It
It's
was.
like exaggerated. Like if you asked like a Californian to make a Southern accent,
That's
to me,
another-
that's what it sounded
Yeah.
like.
Right.
But like, thankfully, he didn't give like a huge speech.
No,
so
yeah.
No.
It wasn't like ridiculous.
If you don't live in the South, you don't get it.
I
Yeah.
will say this: if they do plan to bring back new mutants, like those specific characters, into the MCU, I hope they bring back Anya Taylor-Joy or whatever her actress name
As
is.
Liliana?
As Ileana, yeah.
She was pretty good.
Because she looks exactly like
Yes.
her in the comics. Because when I first saw that picture, I was like, whoever they cast it as,
They got it on point.
yeah, because she looks exactly like her. So I hope, they bring her back into the MCU, but who knows?
So what's your finishing point?
Oh yeah, so with Jonathan from Stranger Things, I mean he's that quiet kid in the back of the classroom. He doesn't really say much, and he's really similar in this movie. So I mean it's not really showing much, but that's kind of just what he's been through as a character for this specific movie. But like you guys mentioned with his accent, I noticed at first he was talking like I am right now, and then like a few scenes go by and it just snaps, and he's like a Southerner. I'm like, this makes no sense. it was just real strong, and I'm like, this is
Like
kinda
really
weird.
strong.
Like yeah,
Like not
overbearing.
subtle strong.
No.
Not like when he gets mad you can tell, but no, he was like talking like normally. But,
Yeah.
he's got this
Like a
southern
hillbilly.
accent. Yeah.
I'm like, damn boy, where'd you get his accent from? But yeah, it was decent. I liked it. It was an enjoyable film.
JT, finish us off.
I would probably give it at like a 6.8 out of 10. Simply because we just saw the movie. We've been waiting for since 2017 really, when the trailer hit.
18. But
When the trailer hit in 2017, and then
The
movie
announcement
was-
even before that.
Yeah. But I think also what I needed to take into consideration was this is really Marvel's like first hit at like a darker, like we discussed it. DC can go like cuss word and blood and gore.
rated R, yeah.
Marvel can go into the psychological like dark side of it. And this movie, I mean, like it really hit. Like when you were talking about Majik's like her
All of their
past,
background,
yeah,
like, yeah.
like, yeah.
Well,
Hers.
not that it was like scary, but it was
It was,
just
like, traumatized.
It was
Yeah.
dark.
Yes.
It was
It
like
was just so realistic.
because I mean,
I kind of disagree on that, but that's fine.
well, no, I mean not from even a superhero standpoint, just from a human.
Yeah.
Like
Did you get it? Like why those people were there?
And why they were masked and why they looked back. She was just traumatized when she saw him.
No, I guess I didn't catch it.
Okay.
well,
We'll explain.
after that. Yeah.
Alright,
Why wouldn't you
Um,
explain it in the actual review?
It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just too much. I mean, even Christian didn't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
I
about
don't want.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you get it.
It's like
I didn't
That's
think it
what
was
she
about
said.
that.
That's what she said when they came in. I was sad,
Trauma-
but it made them happy. And that's what they had.
Oh,
That's
what they have.
that's
That's-
not what I thought. I thought those were actual like smiley face.
No.
like.
no,
Yeah, I
that's
thought
and
that
why do
was
you-
actually.
So that's where her portrayal is of
yeah.
actual people.
And she was a little girl, so it makes it.
And remember when she went under the covers?
That's not
and then,
what I.
And then they sat down and like grabbed the
Yeah.
blanket. Nah, yeah.
Ouch.
See, so
Yes.
that's dark.
See,
you know,
they
like-
can-
And
So
the
you're
other ones,
right. Yeah, that
yeah,
was.
the other
Didn't she
ones.
teleport away though?
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
disappeared. And they
But
were
you
like,
know-
"Where is she?" Well, not didn't say that, but
And then when they were actually attacking her in Cannonball, they only went for her.
Yeah, and if you notice, that's probably not the first time that happened. She
Mm-mm.
probably had to go through the
Yeah.
process, and then she, like her fight or flight instinct activated, and then she can like zap away to where the
Limbo.
well, since we're limbo, that
and that's
made
where
a
like her
world-
dragon became real because it's probably like a
Lucky-
toy
or
when she was a
Lucky-
kid.
Lucky.
Yeah, and
Lucky.
you know, but
Now that
yeah,
we're-
everyone's past was bad, but that
Yeah.
one was the one that hit me the hardest. Like,
Mhm.
dude,
Did
that
y'all see what it
sucks.
was wearing? I mean, now that we're talking about it, it had like a black button down with tattoos on the chest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
It
just
was like a,
creepy.
almost like a vest, like with a tie in the middle.
Right.
And it
And
was like
for-
a Slender Man kind of.
Yeah.
it really was.
and for me, them by themselves weren't creepy, but the reason
The
behind it was
reasoning is.
made them creepier. So
Yeah.
it made it
Yeah.
dark, and it made it.
Mhm.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jason.
No, I mean, to take that into consideration was really good. I don't take score much because unless it's like a movie like Joker, where it's like, damn, this music is like,
Yeah.
it's good. But like, I mean, that score is fine for that movie. The CGI was fantastic. I mean, in Limbo, holy shit! Like,
Yeah, and again, they didn't show us too much,
no,
but the moments they
but
did.
the moments they did when
Yeah.
she like in the staircase and in the hallway when she came out of Limbo, cutting
That
the
was
guys,
badass.
her entire arm, the entire movie, the sword, like.
Or when she was slicing up the demon bear,
Mhm.
and every time it hit, it was like they
Even
were in
Limbo. Yeah, that was
even when
nice
Wolfsbane like she
Yeah,
it
she's
was
like
al-
half
yeah, it was only half.
Yeah.
Her eyes looked I mean CGI in that movie was great.
Yeah, I was
Um,
impressed.
the relationships between the characters were really good. I did find it interesting that they tried
Once
to
it
cast
builds up.
I tried to cast the people or the directors tried to cast people who have had relationships. So Wolfsbane
Oh, I
and like Ray and Danny, they played in Game of Thrones together.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't
Because
know.
Oh, the girl who played Danny was in Game of Thrones.
Mhm. Because
I know.
they in the panel that we watched at SCCC or that I did, they were talking about that kiss that they had,
Hmm.
and they were like, it was really easy because we did that in Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And so-
Oh, wait, now you mentioned, yeah, I have seen her face
Yeah.
before, like on trailers and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recognize the actress that plays Wolfsbane. I knew that she
Mhm.
was in Game
Maisie
of Thrones. I
Williams?
didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
she's a big one.
The girl playing Danny Moonstar. was
Her
in
and Dark
Game of Thrones.
Phoenix. I forgot Dark Phoenix's name, but they're
Because she's married to Joe Jonas now too.
Mhm.
yeah, and they're big in Game of Thrones, like huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Turner.
No, but I
Okay.
mean, the relationships with the characters, that was really cool. The action, I mean, I wish it was more. I think we can all agree that the movie needed to be longer, and if it
Yeah.
was longer, I think our ratings would have gone higher at least. But yeah, definitely a second watch for me. And I'll give it like a 6.8
Blu-ray
out
purchase,
of
you
10.
said, right?
Huh?
Blu-ray purchase.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Day
I mean-
one or eventually?
Eventually, I mean,
We'll get to it when it gets to it.
yeah, I mean, I get all the movies on Blu-ray anyways
Right.
because like you mentioned before, you don't know when they're gonna ever, like if they come on video on demand, they could be on there for a year and then that's it. You never have them again. So,
It's better to have that physical copy.
exactly. But, yeah, I mean, 6.8 out of 10 for me, honestly. But it's definitely not by myself watch, but I would go with
If a
someone
friend
else.
said,
yeah.
"Hey, you want to watch?"
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty
I
much.
think it was
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
I think it was a collective like 6.5.
Yeah, the average.
Average.
The average,
Average
is
6.5.
And again,
6.5.
doesn't mean that's bad. Anything above a 5 is good.
Yeah, right.
5 is the average. So
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's bad or we're being hard. That's what we feel like. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that about wraps it up, guys. So thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video. And click on the link in our description and check out all of our social media pages and where we post our podcasts. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys.
And give us your thoughts on the movie too.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thoughts. We want to hear
Or
them all.
if you disagree with
Yeah.
something that we
Did you
said.
like it? Did you not like it? Did you hate
Exactly.
it?
Exactly.
Do you think we're
Would you
Marvel
rate it?
fanboys now?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We didn't give it- we
Intro
didn't give it all
for a Marvel
10s.
review.
Yes.
Right.
Marvel fanboy.
We
Yes.
can criticize a Marvel movie.
Right.
But thanks anyways, and we'll catch you guys next video.